Today we're going to be looking at this thing, which is obviously a wheel balancer. It currently switches on, it comes up with a bunch of warning lights which we don't know what they mean. The spindle does spin, but apart from that it's obviously not working. We only paid £9.99 for this on eBay, and we paid £86 for delivery, so in total it stands us at about 95 quid. Today what we're going to do is Alex is going to use his rudimentary understanding of electronics to see if he can notice anything on the circuit board which is obviously wrong with it. Also he's going to dismantle it, take these control panels off, he's going to sand it down, prime it, paint it black, we'll put it back together, it'll look good, and then hopefully if Alex can't fix it we'll get an engineer to come down and we'll have a working tyre balancing machine. The good thing about this is once we're turning over cars we'll be able to balance our own wheels and save money because we don't have to take them to a shop.
So, this is our cheap wheel balancer that we bought on eBay. It is a Mondolfo Ferro, made in Italy. It's an MT1200 model number. And inside of here is the build plaque, which says it's dated 1999. So, it came to us in kind of this condition, and we've already done a clean-up video, and we ended up making it look, I think, worse than we started off at. But I've been shopping with stuff. I bought some pliers for doing steel wheels with the weights. We've got steel wheel weights. These are off Amazon, I think, like £10 for the box. And then for calibration, we've also got these 100-gram weights, a couple of them. They were from China. And these stick-on weights, which I bought a load of 5-gram ones, but I probably need to go and buy some 10-gram ones as well, so we're not sticking too many small weights on. But that should probably get us going for the meantime, but it's all a bit useless until the thing's working. So I'm going to plug it in and show you what the error message is. So on the back of here we've got the power cable, and there is a ticket here. So we know it's single phase, 240 volts. I rewired the plug in another video. So I'm going to plug it in and we'll get the error messages. Turn it on. So if you look at here, it's saying rel 54, it's beeping, and at some point the motor does move. So I think this is the program release number. And it doesn't really matter what I'm pressing on this control panel. Press and hold F. Nothing. That's auto calibration. Press and hold auto calibration. It's kind of stuck in its boot up sequence. And I think if I undid this, at one point the motor was moving, but it was like a month ago that we last turned it on. As you can see, it's not quite happy, but there is life in it. So it's got power, it's just not happy. And in the eBay listing it, the person selling it said that this light button, I don't know what ink stands for at the moment. He said all of a sudden that light turned on and it wasn't working. I think the owner before was a private owner, and he had a race car and he was just doing his own wheels. So with that in mind, I'm going to open it up and have a look inside and see what we can see. My plan is to open it up, have a look inside, see if there's any components that are visibly damaged, and then maybe that might be what we need. I can replace capacitors and resistors and things like that, transistors if they're on the board. Failing that, there are engineers. There's a company that I found on Google, a company called Gemco, who do service machines. They've advertised that they know this brand. They actually state Mondolfo Ferro on their webpage. All these tire balancing machines, they're all pretty simple machines, and they're all much of the same. So I don't think the only change in technology over the years has gone. People have moved from these 7-segment displays to like computer displays. The components inside of it are the same throughout. There's a motor, there's sensors on the shaft which detect the imbalance in the wheel, and then control. The control gear's changed really. So this is the display board. That will be just the 7-segment display, so the control gear will be elsewhere. This is the capacitor for the electric motor. It all looks quite clean. So I'm going to take the main lid off. I don't want to pull too strongly on these.
Behold.
There we go, the inner workings. So the PCB is in here. The electric motor spins this shaft, and there will be, I believe, strain gauges in this shaft to determine whether it's unbalanced, and that will send an electrical signal through to the PCB to tell it whether the wheel's balanced or not. This is a speed rotor, so it knows how fast you're spinning, kind of like your wheel speed sensors on the car. So this is the control panel in here, and it's this that we want to have a look at the boards inside of here to see if anything's... Sorry.
It's alright.
I don't know if you can get in, but there's a whole row, there's loads of capacitors on that board.
I have no idea what any of this is. This looks so alien to me.
Yeah. One of these will be the control board, like the brains of the unit, and the other one, there'll be a PCB on there as well. Sorry, power supply board will be on there. And like with all electrical equipment, there's a transformer in there to step down the 240 volts down to a smaller voltage for the board, but just need to be careful not to touch anything because I don't want to get electrocuted. There's also a switch on the back of this hood which determines whether the hood's open or not. So what I'm looking for is like popped electrical components. But I can't see anything.
Little spider.
There is a spider, yes.
It's been there for 26 years.
What's this? This is... Okay, so this is the brake, foot brake on this side. So to slow it down, there's a brake here.
Yeah.
And it pushes the wheel up against... I can't see anything at the moment that looks bad. Everything is within this box here. And this part here, which is the width of the wheel, that was where that lever was connected to here. The wires come in here into this board and they plug in on the top. So it tells you where to plug them in. I'm looking for things like capacitors visibly blown. Too much for me. I think we're going to have to get an engineer in for this one. I think if we get an expert in who knows it, they will A, be able to diagnose the problem properly, and B, be able to get access to the parts to fix it. So I think it'll be worth it. I mean, even if we pay call out fee and some work on it, it's still a cheap balancer. So anyway, I'm looking forward to doing my own wheels at some point. So yeah, I'm going to make a call. Hopefully with this footage we could also send it through to get the quote. So yeah. So I'm going to leave the electronics side of things. I will button it up afterwards, but I'm going to move on to giving the casing a quick sand, and then some primer, and then top coat.
Okay, so that's half a day's work done. Alex, why don't you fill us in on what you've been doing?
So we stripped it down, we had a look inside. There wasn't anything glaringly obvious that could be fixed. So we've stripped it down, sanded it, primed it, and then done a top coat. And I think we've improved it. It's not a Rolls-Royce job. It's going to be used in an engineering environment in this unit, and I think it's better looking than it was before. So I think I'm going to call that a win for now, but we're moving on to calling in an engineer, and we will get it up and running. But I think it's got the bare bones of a good balancer.
So there you go, the UK's cheapest wheel balancer, 95 quid so far. Hopefully the engineer won't charge us £60 an hour to fix it in a full day's work, but we'll just have to wait and see, won't we?
Yeah, even with that, I think it'd still be worth doing. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice, thanks very much for watching, and I'll take this opportunity to say please like and subscribe. Man Things UK, thanks very much. See you again soon. Bye bye.